Hi, welcome to Life Purpose by Design. I am trying to make sure that we are actually recording because I was having some technical difficulties. But this is a special holiday edition of Life Purpose by Design, and it is called Purpose to Win. There's a quote that I have. It says, "Winning is the blueprint for the life that you plan. It's the why you were created to win on purpose." So we were created to win on purpose. This series for the month of December is just for us to have some pressure free chats about some things as we are winding down this year and we are preparing to launch out and step out into the new year. It's a time for you to give yourself some space just to breathe, to reflect on 2024, to take some time just to breathe in the space that you're in right now, but also to reflect on where do you need to be celebrating. Not just going through a list of things that you haven't accomplished, things where you have misstepped or been misdirected, but it's a time where you can give yourself permission just to breathe, to celebrate, and to reflect. So, today I want to talk to you about three P's in order for you to master personal life success as well as business or ministry or whatever your priorities for this year, what you're wanting to wrap up this year, and what you're wanting to prepare to launch out into for the new year. So last week on our first session of the Purpose to Win series, we talked about three C's. And the first C was clarity of purpose. We have to know why we're doing what we're doing, right? It has to have meaning, make meaning to us. The second C was a commitment to your purpose. That is you showing up and being dedicated and having buy-in to whatever it is that you have purpose to do. And then the third C was consistency. And this is where you show up and you keep showing up. No matter how many times you may get pushed aside, pushed back, feel like you're not making a difference, you have to be consistent. So today's episode is going to provide you again some time just to slow down for three P's: to plan, to prepare, and to make progress. To be intentional to live your best life forward. So let's get started. I want to start out with asking you three questions. First question is, how would you best describe your journey to achieving your goals? What has it been like for 2024 where you started up the new year? Maybe you had some new year resolutions. You were so excited to see them unfold. But what has your journey been like? If you had to describe your journey in one word, what would that one word be? I would love to see your response in the comments. The second question is, what is one discipline that you have employed in order to achieve success in that area? So, what is one thing that you adopted as a strategy, as a habit, as a routine that allowed you to achieve the goal that? And then thirdly, what is one of the greatest challenges to your achieving that success? What is the thing that made you and go, wow, I didn't expect this? What is that one thing that made you even think about rewriting the goal in the first place? And that's okay. That's what goals are. They are supposed to be fluid. No, you shouldn't be changing them every second, but at some point, when you've got a solid goal, you're going to run into challenges. So, what have been some of those challenges and how have you dealt with them? So, let's talk about three strength success for your goals. And again, this could be a life goal, a business goal, whatever the goal is. The first step to success with any type of goal is to write the plan. You have to have a written plan. And for someone who professionally, I have always mastered strategic planning, 1 year plans, 2, 3, even 5 year plans. That was a core part of my responsibility as a healthcare administrator. But in my personal life, I also have learned the value of having a written plan for my goals, my personal goals, as well as my professional goals. So the first step is to write the plan. You got to write it all down, and you get to choose how you write it down, but it needs to be written. So a written plan, why does that help you? It helps you brainstorm ideas. It captures your thoughts without the need to have all the answers, without having to memorize every little detail. It also gives you the freedom to build big, bold dreams, because when you start writing the plan, it frees up your creativity, and you will find, whether it's a pen, whether it's your keyboard, you will really find yourself in a creative space, and things will begin to show up that you actually thought that you had forgotten about, but it had been lost in that cloud of 1,001 in your mental space. So write it down so that you can build big, bold dreams. It helps you go from just having an idea in your headspace to reality headquarters, because seeing it in some cases is believing it. So when you see the goals written down, it helps you take ownership of it. It helps you give it a sense of reality. Habakkuk 2:2 tells us, write down the revelation and make it plain on tablets so that the reader, you, the person who wrote it down, can run with it. To mastering success is to write it down. Also, writing down your goals significantly increases the likelihood of success. For each plan of action, I need you to be idealistic, but not necessarily perfect. Give yourself permission to just do like this free brainstorming. Your subject verbs don't have to agree at this point. It doesn't have to be grammatically correct. You're just getting down the ideas. Part of this is answering these questions. What do I need to accomplish? What is your major goal? And you may have some sub goals under that, but what is your major category goal that you want to accomplish? When will I do it? It has a target, estimated completion date. How will I go about it? What are you going to do to go from an idea to actually achievement? And part of that also is having contingency plans. Think about pros and cons of what the goal is, how you're going to do it, how you're going to go about it. Anticipate challenges along the way. You're going to have some challenges. You might as well plan for them. What are your workarounds? So write the goal down. Be idealistic, but not perfect. Allow yourself to dream big and bold. And also, what works for me is use whatever variety of methods that works best for you. So sometimes I'm on pen and paper, sometimes that is dedicated just to that particular idea, a thought. So if I'm working on a book, then that journal, the only thing that goes into that journal is things related to that book. If I'm working on financial goals, the only thing that goes into that journal is something. We have whiteboards now, we've got planners, we've got virtual apps. You have so many tools to help you to create a written plan of action. So that's number one. Two is prepare. So now that you've got a plan, you got to prepare for the execution of the plan. Prepare for the success of your plan to be manifested, right? The reason that we wrote it down, because we are anticipating seeing it going from an idea to an achievement. So see yourself already living out the dream. See yourself living through the action that once it has been accomplished and achieved, who are you then? What are you doing next? What are you experiencing? What are you celebrating? What does the celebration look like? And maybe a part of that written plan is writing out how some ways that you want to celebrate once the goal has been reached. There's a quote that says, by failing to prepare, you're preparing to fail. You were born to win, but to be a winner, you must plan to win, you must prepare to win, and you must expect to win. So, again, to be a winner, you must plan to win, that written plan. You must prepare to win, take an action, and then you must expect to win, being in expectancy. Cultivating a positive mindset by believing in yourself to achieve more than you think is possible. So don't be stingy with your written plan and your goals and your dreams. If there was no limits, no barriers, if resources wasn't even in, you imagine that you could achieve? What is it that you would want to do to make a difference? If there was no obstacles, we know we'll have them, but what if they were just in the background for a second? What are those bold, bodacious, unstoppable dreams and visions that you have, not just for the rest of this year, but as you prepare to launch into the new year? Nelson Mandela says it this way: it always seems impossible until it's done. I can't tell you the number of times when I thought something was going to be nearly impossible to do, because I tend to think of it in terms of my own strength and abilities, my own limited resources. And I was sometimes forgetting that in and through Christ, all things are possible. So I want to encourage you, as you're writing the plan, as you're preparing for its manifestation, remember, if you are someone, a person of faith, then you're not even doing this on your own. You have the winning, um, the winning guaranteed promise through Jesus Christ that nothing is too hard for him, and that with him all things are possible, and that you are more than a conqueror. Jeremiah 29:11 promises not only a good plan, but a success of that plan. I like the NIRV version of this. It says, I know the plans I have for you, announces the Lord, you to enjoy success. I do not plan to harm you. I will give you hope for the years to come. Isn't that a wonderful promise? It's a promise that, first of all, he has this grand plan for us. He's announced it. He's telling us, and my plan is for you to enjoy success. He's telling us up front, we win. We are purposed to win. He's not going to harm us. Even when we have obstacles and we have challenges, it is not sent to harm us. It is sent to build us up, to strengthen us, to prepare us for the long haul, for the hope for the years to come. So think about plan plus preparation leads us to potential opportunities. Your opportunities that await you are there based on the plan that you've written and the preparation that you've made in expectancy to see that plan be executed. Habakkuk 2:3 says, for the revelation waits for an appointed time. It speaks of the end, and it will not prove false. It won't lie. Though it lingers, wait for it. It will certainly come, and it will not be delayed. It's going to come right on time. I know you think you've blown it. I know you think that the timeline has passed. I'm telling you, I have gone through all of these emotions. But this word reminds me in Habakkuk 2:3 that it will not prove false. The appointed time for it to be accomplished, the plan plus the preparation, it will come to pass and it will not be delayed. So we talked about the first P, the written plan. The second P is preparation in expectation of manifestation. And then the third is progress, proceeding forward on purpose. So we have to intentionally make progress daily. This is related to the whole consistency thing, right? Of showing up, not just one time, but showing up. We have to adopt a growth mindset because nothing stays the same. One quote says, "A little progress every day adds up to big results." It's the little things that we do every single day that lands us in a place of big results. Yes, there are times when we have to burn the midnight oil to get something done. I've had my share of those experiences, but it's the little habits, it's the little steps that you're taking, one step at a time, that adds up to the big thing, right? Another quote says, "The secret of making progress is to get started. Nothing happens unless you get started. Start with a plan, prepare for manifestation of the plan, and then make sure that you are daily making progress." There's another quote that says, "Do not confuse motion with progress." So, we can be real busy just moving about, right? Being little busybodies. It does not mean that we're making progress, because we can be in motion but being stagnant because we're not following the plan. We're not executing the plan. We're not carrying out the steps, right? So we can be feeling like we're stuck in motion but not making progress. Say this with me: I can, I will, I must. Again, I can, I will, I must. Write the plan, prepare for its manifestation, and intentionally make progress daily. And sometimes it requires us, in order to make progress or to proceed forward on purpose, we have to reframe our mindset. We have to reframe what we say to ourselves. For example, reframe your "I can't" to "I will." Stop thinking about what you can't do, because you're not doing it anywhere. You're doing it through the empowerment of Jesus, and there is nothing that he can't do. So instead of saying "I can't" because I don't have the resources, "I can't" because it's too hard, "I can't" because nobody, I've fallen and nobody will help me up, change it to "I will." Another mindset reframe is, reframe your "I'm not good at that yet" to "I'm learning and growing everything I need, and I will get there." Again, instead of saying "I'm not good at that" or "I'm not good at that yet," you can say, "I am learning and growing every day in everything and in every way to get to where I need to get it done." 1 Corinthians 15:58 says, "Therefore, my brethren, be steadfast, immovable, always abounding in the work of the, knowing that in the Lord your labor is not in vain." When we are doing things in partnership with God, nothing we do will be in vain. It's going to be of He's working everything for our good. It will give you the success that you were purposed for, that you were purposed to win. But you got to be steadfast. You got to be immovable. You got to always be consistent in the works of the Lord, showing up to do what you need to do. And I'll give you an example. The month of December is a personally challenging month for me because I've experienced some significant losses in the month of December and also starting off the new year. So I have been just having a very difficult time emotionally with some of those personal losses for this holiday season. And so when I decided to the Purpose on Win series and made a commitment to it, then all these emotions started showing up every day. I wanted to just kind of crawl back in my corner and say, "Forget that. I'm just going to have myself these little pity parties and I'm not going to put anything else on me." But I realized that the Purpose to Win series is exactly what I needed for the month of December, so that I could continue to move forward on purpose, so that I could win on purpose. I can still experience the difficulties, the emotional roller coaster rides, but when I get to show up and to pour into you and to empower and equip and engage you to live your best life forward, to live empowered on purpose, to overcome the challenges and the obstacles and the detours that's threatening to push you off a course of the path that God has purposed and promised for you, guess what? It does a good work in me also. So it's really been a blessing for me to show up to do the Purpose to Win series, regardless of whatever else is going on in the background. So I want to close with um, reading to you something from the Message version, and it is translation, and it's Philippians 3:13 through 14. And it says, I'm not saying that I have this all together, that I have made it, but I am on my way, reaching out to Christ, who has so wondrously reached out to me. Friends, don't get me wrong. By no means I count myself an expert in all of this, but I've got my eye on the goal where God is beckoning us onward to Jesus. I'm off and running, and I'm not turning back. That is a powerful, powerful affirmation of embracing God's promise to us that we are purposed to win. So I hope that you've enjoyed our 3 P's for success: having a written plan, preparing for the manifestation of it, and intentionally making progress every day. I want to wish you a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. And we will be back with our final session on the Purpose to Win series on the last Monday in December. So I hope that you can join us. We're going to take a week break for the week of Christmas, but we will be back. Enjoy your Christmas. Happy holidays. And remember, you are purposed to win.